another musical prodigy, except that this one plays his 17th century Dutch violin with a bow that's strapped to a myoelectric prosthesis that in turn is strapped to his right arm because he was born without a right hand. He's half Thai, half Chinese, 100% Canuck. He calls himself normal, not handicapped, not disabled, and yes, he does look quite a bit like Tiger Woods. Adrian Anantawan and his accompanist, Elaine Howe.
dear. Thank you. Wow. Yes, thank you once again, my pianist. Thank you. Wow. Standing ovation already. I'm not done playing, by the way. I guess I'd talk first a little bit and then play some more, but just a bit of a warning. I'm not the best talker in the world. Like, I speak through my violin, so if I stall or if I forget what I'm talking about, I'll just start playing again. But I do have a few things to share, and as like a violinist for the last, 10 years, and then life as a person for the last 18 years, and generally I've been labeled by a lot of people as a disabled person, and I guess like a lot of people like me are considered what they call disabled. Well, I don't really agree with that term exactly, because the word disability almost implies that we have the inability to do something, and we have the inability to do things that a so-called like normal person would. But I rather see disabilities rather as a barrier or barriers through life that can be overcome. And the only disability that one could have would be like not having the will to overcome these barriers in life. And over the past, when I was young, trying to learn to tie shoelaces or like joining the cross-country team, and now to even violin, I found that there are a lot of ways to overcome these barriers, and I guess I'll share some of these. Like, I think the biggest one is discipline. And discipline I don't mean in the conventional sense that you have to do something against your will, and then you have to do it despite everything. But the way I see discipline is trying to find the right motivation to do things. And if someone says, well, there's no motivation, well, they're not looking hard enough. Because motivation is all around us. It can be from negative emotions, of course, like fear, like, oh no, I'm going to get in trouble if I don't do this or something. Or like, it can be things like good things, like inspiration, and it can be like your dream and what you want to accomplish in life. And generally, I use the last two just because I like them the best. But the big thing that always gets in our way is the big word discouragement. And I always find that I like to use like a racing metaphor, like running. And discouragement is like being paralyzed in the middle of a track field and you can't go anywhere. And the thing is, the person may have won already, but that wasn't the point of the race. At least in my terms, because the point of the race, I thought, would be to cross the finish line and become a better person from it. So if you take it like that, you really can't lose, because your circumstances are exactly the same as they were before. You're still in the same place. You're still the same person. The only thing that's changed is your mental outlook on your situation, and that can be helped with, like motivation once again, and positive attitude, and just the general will to do things better. So I'll make this short. To close, we all have barriers, and we all have challenges. Like, they may be mental or physical, but we all have them in some degree. Mine are just a bit more obvious than others. But what we also share is a human spirit, and I think that the human spirit always has a general tendency and a will to overcome these things and to make ourselves better people and the people around us. So that's all I have to say. Thanks. I'll play a bit more now. Thanks. The first composer, Vinyavsky. You want the spelling? Or, sorry. Okay, sorry. All right, well, the next piece I'm going to play is by Sarasate. It's Zigeunerweisen, and it's, yeah, one of the gypsy air sort of things, but okay, here it goes. Go ahead.
Adrian?
I'm good. How are you? Yeah. Quite a workout, yeah.
Well, Adrian, you're an inspiring young man. I was wondering, what do you do when you want to go swimming?
Well, I have a lot of different prostheses. Like, I have a hand that the swimming arm is basically made of all plastic. So, well, because if I use my myoelectric arm, which is electricity, you know, not a very good idea for the pool. So yeah, it's made of all plastic, and it's like basically a passive arm. Yeah.
And I've heard you lift weights.
Yeah, just to keep it. It takes a lot of energy to do these sort of things. Does that take another
device?
Oh, yep. It's a really weird one. I'm not sure how to describe it. It just, my arms here, the weight fits onto something, and I lift weight. At least dumbbell. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.